Howdy, y'all. American in Australia. My wife and I are down here celebrating our anniversary, and this is a wrap up of day 3. So if you've been joining along on this adventure, I want to tell you thank you. Thank you to all the new followers. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to get to all of your comments, but I'm doing my best, and I appreciate all the tips. Speaking of that, I did find the blow dryer, so my beard is looking better today. So thank you for that, clearing up the confusion with all the voltage and everything. I just got a blow dryer from the hotel that we're staying at. But anyway, this is the wrap up to day 3, which was yesterday. We went on the Great Ocean Road, which was absolutely amazing. And Australia, I just have to tell you, I'm in love. It was so cool. So far, I mean, we've only been here 3 days, so it is my favorite day that we've had down here. It was amazing. We went on a guided tour from a company called Autopia Tours. They drove us along the Great Ocean Road, which is the longest war memorial in the world. And I thought it was kind of funny. Our tour guide was telling us it's kind of a strange record to have, the longest war memorial. I mean, usually when you think about memorials, they're big or they're tall, but they're not necessarily long. If a city makes a war memorial, nobody says, really? Well, how long is it? But it was still really cool. We had to head outside of Melbourne, so we got away from the city, and we stopped at this chocolatieri before we got to the official entrance to the Great Ocean Road. And this chocolatieri was really, really cool. We got some breakfast, and we had some these swirls like crescent rolls. I had a Vegemite and cheese swirl, and my wife had a ham and cheese swirl that were absolutely delicious. Then we got some truffles, and I took all of your advice, and I got a flat white. And it was funny, after I ordered my coffee, I noticed that they had free Wi-Fi, but you needed a password. So I went up to ask what the password to the Wi-Fi was, and I thought I was pretty good at understanding people with Aussie accents, but the lady said, "Os cream." I said, us, like US, like letter S. No, it was ice cream. But she said os cream, and it took me a while to understand what the password was. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. But this place was absolutely beautiful. They had a really pretty dining area and a nice area to walk around outside. And we saw our first kangaroo. It was a kangaroo statue, but we did see that. That was kind of cool. Now, on the grounds, they had this beautiful old tree, and they had some birds. I didn't know what kind of birds they had. All the birds look and sound different down here, which is really cool. I tried to get a little video of them. But anyway, after we had breakfast, we started our tour of the Great Ocean Road at Memorial Arch is the beginning, and we got some pictures at the arch and then went down to the beach. I noticed that the beaches seemed to be really clean. They were absolutely beautiful. And I think it's because compared to other beaches around the world, they are relatively remote. They don't see a lot of traffic. So it was really cool. Beautiful, beautiful beaches. We drove down a little farther and got a bunch of amazing views and learned a lot about the history of the Great Ocean Road. We stopped in this place for lunch called Apollo Bay, and I got myself this hat. Hold on, I got to show you. Look at this. This is my authentic Akubra hat made in Australia. So I was really excited. Literally the first place that we stopped, I found a hat that fit my fat head, because I've got a really big head and I was worried about finding a hat that fit, and this is perfect. But I got this hat, and then we went and got some lunch. We finally got the opportunity to try some Aussie meat pies. We got a plain beef one, and then we got a curry scallop pie, and they were both absolutely delicious. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little... wait. Okay, sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. I was trying to get a nice little setup to give you guys some better quality audio, and I don't have a tripod right now. I just had my phone setting up against something, and it fell. But anyway, so we had the meat pies. We ate them by the ocean. It was beautiful, beautiful scenery. I absolutely loved it. Oh, and then you'll like this. There's an ice cream shop there in Apollo Bay that had Vegemite ice cream. Now, I know that it's not something that local Aussies eat on a regular basis. It's more of a novelty thing for tourists. But still, I love Vegemite, so I had to try it. And it was actually pretty good. I liked it so much that I tried to get my wife to try it. She didn't want to at first, but I finally talked her into it, and she thought it was pretty good too. So I was happy. Then after we left Apollo Bay, we drove a little farther and got to see some wild koalas up in the eucalyptus trees. That was really cool.
I still don't see it.
There's 2 of them. There's one right over here, and then there's one back, a little further back on the right. See, there's one koala, and there's another one. And then my favorite part of the day, we stopped in this temperate rainforest, this place called Melba Gully in this state park that had these massive, massive trees, huge, tall trees. It reminded me of the redwood forest in California, but they had these big ferns and everything was covered in moss. And we took a little hike. It was what, a mile or two? It was absolutely beautiful and magical. It felt like we were in some prehistoric type of forest. It was so cool. I loved it. And then after that, we went to the most popular stop along the Great Ocean Road was the 12 Apostles, which is some limestone formations on these sea cliffs right on the beach. And it was really, really windy. And with my new hat, I had to hold on to it tight because almost lost it as windy as it was. And it's funny, everybody says how cold Melbourne is and Victoria in general, but maybe we're used to colder weather living in Indiana, because I didn't think it was that bad. I was pretty comfortable in a t-shirt. Even when we got to the next stop, which was Lockhart Gorge, I think that's how you say it. It was more of the limestone rock formations, but it wasn't quite as crowded as the 12 Apostles. 12 Apostles was just so crowded, but the Lockhart Gorge was really cool and had a little rain, but not too bad. This hat actually helps keep the rain off my face, so that was nice. But it was really pretty scenery, seeing all the big giant waves crashing against the cliffs and in the caves. Absolutely loved it. And then as we were headed back towards Melbourne, we were able to stop at a servo, and I got some iced coffee. Got some authentic Australian iced coffee. That's what I'm drinking for breakfast this morning, but that was really good. And then we stopped and got a chance to see some wild kangaroos. It was so cool. We went to the spot where usually kangaroos tend to come out at dawn and dusk, and this is later in the evening, so there was a big mob of them in this football field. It was really cool. Got to see some wild kangaroos, and then headed back home to the hotel, and it was pretty late. We're still trying to get over this jet lag, so by the time we got in, we just crashed again. And then of course we got up super early this morning. I was up at like 4:00 this morning. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was busy posting photos on Facebook and trying to respond to all of your comments. So I'm still working on that, but I hope you enjoyed this little wrap up of our adventures. Make sure to stay tuned, and I will keep you updated. Love you guys.